Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sports Kabli with me, Aradi and Rishi. I'm sure you can see I'm excited because RCB have beat Mumbai in an absolute nail biter. But Rishi, bro, how are you feeling after this wonderful loss? It's another one to the tally for Mumbai Indians. Is it four losses this season or three so far? Four, no?
Four, no, yeah, four. Five
Yeah,
games
fourth.
done, four
Yeah,
lost.
fourth loss of the season for you guys. Third win for RCB. It was extremely close, but I think before we start talking, I just want to say I think that's some of the best striking I've seen for a long time from any batter. Hardik Pandya, I'm talking about. That was crazy the way he was striking it clean, like everything he hit, except for those I think the Yorkers from Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, which were you literally couldn't do anything about, and his wicket ball. Everything was so clean, bro, from him against a spinner, against the quicks. I thought that was some of the best ball striking I'd seen in a long time, like from a finisher. He was too good. And yeah, where do we start, bro? Where do we start, Rishi? How did, from a position where you couldn't win the game, Hardik Pandya brings you so close, and from a position where you probably should have won the game, it doesn't happen. What happened? What went wrong?
At what? No, I don't agree with the fact that at any point we should have won. Like we were always chasing the game. It was just a matter of how close we were, and how realistic was it for us to chase the game. We were always behind.
Don't
Like
you think like
222.
65 or 5 overs, you guys should have got it home?
That's the thing. Like after Hardik Pandya, the only realistic and Hardik Pandya and Tilak Varma, the only realistic batter we had was Namandir. And like that is when we're talking about being a five down team. Like now we're looking at teams that are having like I see KKR eight down, they're having a pure batter there. Nine down, they're having a pure batter there. Against us, Ramandeep Singh was the last batter he was standing. So when we have pretty much five or six pure batters, like not even pure batters, like all rounders who can also bat, that again I felt if we were say another wicket up, then maybe I'd say we're a lot more closer. But the fact that we were like pretty much down to our last batter after Hardik Pandya and Tilak Verma, I was never too optimistic to let myself believe that we could actually see through the game. And bro, like again, as the title goes, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar and Hazlewood bowled exceptionally well. And
Yeah.
but come on, Kunal Pandya's first over, and Suya Sharma's bowling, bro. Those I felt that's where the game entirely changed in its head. Like because all these your spinners, what y'all needed and we didn't was this the pace with which y'all bowled. Everything consistently above 95. Even the slower ones were hitting 95. And the quicker ones were going as quick as what 115, 117 kilometers. Whereas for us, both Vignesh Pudur bowled one and Santner bowled four, all of them. Even Santner's quick ones are going for 95, 96. And he's getting tonked left, right, center. So I felt that's where you guys had a huge advantage because the spinners also like kept varying their pace. And even when they vary the pace, they never let us got underneath the ball. And I felt that was a huge, huge thing that you guys got spot on.
Yeah, but Sander didn't do too badly. I mean, like one, yeah, I didn't too badly. I'm talking about in comparison to the rest. He's the second least like expensive bowler apart
Yeah, no,
from
I meant
apart
from
from Bumrah, who is
from
Bumrah.
the entire spin departments of both sides perspective.
Ah,
Of
okay, fine.
course.
Yeah, but yeah, Adi, from an RCB perspective, what went right? Because at a point, I genuinely feel like it was a game that Mumbai should have won from 60 whatever of 5 overs. I think Hardik Pandya was striking it clean as ever. Anything on length was going to go the way he was batting, and Tilak Verma also was looking good. Like after a point, he was hitting it pretty cleanly. So I thought if you guys should have won the game from there, but yeah, what went right? Do you think from an RCB perspective? Or do you think like it was always Mumbai who were chasing the game?
Uh, I think in the first half it was a bit even. I think power play. I think for me at least it was a bit even. Like they lost only one wicket, and
Mhm.
they were almost similar to RCB in terms of within 8-9 overs they were literally similar to RCB. They were like 9 runs behind, and T20 we know that's not a lot. Within 2 balls things can change, and then you saw in the middle overs, bro. Like I think overall more than our spinners doing it right. I think we like Sky, Tilak Verma, Will Jacks Jenny struggle against spin. You could see them not being able to play the spin well, and I think that's where it changed a bit compared to RCB. I think RCB batsmen can still play the spin a bit better. And to be fair, today in on that pitch there was no real spin, turn, etc. Apart from that one over by Will Jacks. And after that, you could see there was no spin. Like even Suyash didn't get much turn. Ronaldo, he was not even trying to spin the ball. Like he was balling like a medium pacer today. So overall, I think that factor of being able to play the spin is what helped us more, because I think it's not even about like scoring big runs. I think overall you could have scored more runs of singles also. There were a lot of balls where Sky were kept trying to sweep Suyash, and he missed three times straight, and it hit the pad. Once they went for a review, I think in those situations, just cut the ball, take a single, it's fine. Like in those situations, I think the game got a bit stagnant, and then once MI lost that wicket, I think that's where the game changed. Even I realized, like, I think bowling Hazelwood that over was a big mistake. I personally wouldn't have bowled him that early. Maybe you should have given it to Bhuvaneshwar Kumar that over, because I just knew if someone like Hardik Pandya comes, he likes any length ball he's able to smack. You know how he is. He stands still and just plays. And I knew Hazelwood is a bowler. You could see those four balls where he bowled. It was literally the same ball. Like the length was the same, only the line changed a bit, but it was all the length ball. It was there for Hardik Pandya to it, and I knew Hardik Pandya won't sit and wait for 5, 6 balls after what happened last match. That's why I would have rather had Bhuvi, because the way Bhuvi bowled, even though he got hit for like 10, 11 runs in that over, he bowled 2, 3 Yorkers. He just stopped that momentum of Hardik for that one bit, and that helped us a lot. I think with Hazelwood, or I think with any RCB bowler, I think they should learn. Bro, things like if you get hit for a boundary, I think the next ball you should just try to bowl a Yorker. I think today showed that don't keep the same ball like 3, 4 balls, even though it works for you. Just try to bowl a full length ball. Try to bowl a Yorker where like then the batsman suddenly spin down. Because today with Hazelwood, I think it was just poor bowling, and Hardik Pandya. You could see Hardik Pandya wanted to hit. Like I knew from here he was coming to hit. He was not going to wait there in the situation what they were in. You got hit for the first ball. Oh, it was a four if I'm not wrong. Next ball, just bowl a Yorker. Like just try to bowl a Yorker, because you look at Hazelwood's second last over. I mean his last over. He bowled beautifully. He bowled literally the first ball was a Yorker and he got him out. That's what he had to do in the first. I mean, in the first over he faced Hardik. I think that mentality of okay, you get hit smacked for a 6 or a 4. I think at least with the RCB perspective, from what I'm seeing, they should just go back to a Yorker. You look at Yasdayal against Tilak Verma, he bowled a slower short ball. He got smacked for a 6. Next ball, literally balls a full length ball. Even though it was a slow full length ball, it was still a full length ball, and you could see like Tilak missed it. So I think the strategy needs to just get a bit more tight, bro. Like for me with the bowling, I think we can get more tighter. And yeah, like I think that's still a major concern for me.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the whole like the Yorker thing. I think they bowled brilliant Yorkers, bro. That was some of the finest, like I think dead bowling. The way they were nailing it, especially Bowie, bro. Like he was nailing every Yorker. Like it was insanely quality bowling. You don't see that very often. Like even Bumrah today was not nailing his Yorkers. There were a lot of full tosses. But Bhuvaneshwar Kumar today was insane. Like toward in the death, like the way he was nailing those Yorkers, crazy. But yeah, I think like Adi said, I think the one thing was he went length to Pandya and he smashed him. The only thing is, I'm not going to be too harsh on Hazelwood because that's what has given him success, like in the last few games, where like he's gone that sort of back of a length. He's got an extra bounce
Bro, my
and it
point is
worked out
it's
for him.
in the power play it works. We know it works because our
No, he's
batters
done that.
tend to
He's
take
done that in the
time.
deaths also in the last 3 games. That's why I don't. I think he
But
tried
bro,
this
but
in.
you know, like Hardik Pandya is going to come and smack, and immediately the first ball when you're getting hit for a boundary, I think it didn't make sense. And he bowled 4 balls continuously. It's just not one ball. He was 20 or 4 balls, if you remember. Like it was literally 4 straight balls. All four were good
Yeah,
length
yeah,
balls.
no, I agree. I'm not saying. I'm not saying. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like I think it was a like when you can nail a Yorker, obviously that's the best option to go for. Like there's no two ways about that. But yeah, just quality stuff, dude. Like just quickly talk about the batting. You spoke about Hardik Pandya's batting, but Rajat Patidar, bro, again is the guy who turns it on. Virat Kohli, of course, like gave that good start that was needed, and he played pretty well. I thought Virat Kohli as well. But again, bro, Rajat Patidar's striking was so clean. If there was Hardik Pandya on the side, I thought Rajat Patidar was equally like not as good, obviously, but like I think through the middle, he was the guy who struck so beautifully. And again, batting at number 4, 64 of 32, 200 strike rate he played with. And mind you, Rajat Patidar got his eye in, like was 7 of 9 or something, where he was just knocking it around, and then he went. And it's crazy to think that he finished with a 200 strike rate. But yeah, again, like I think it was helped. Again, it's one of those performances where I feel like everybody's chipped in. Virat 64, 67 or 42. Devdutt Padikkal 37 or 22, 168 strike rate. I think did his job. And the same thing, bro. Like Jitesh Sharma towards the end, 40 of 19. Perfect. Like it is the template that you need where you get 30 40s and you have that one or two guys who really stand out and perform. And that's what happened today, even without Phil Salt, Livingston, and Tim David, who didn't even bat, basically you still got to 220. So I think the way that these guys are batting, especially the intent that they're showing, and the template is great, where everybody sort of chips in, and it's looking good, bro. At least for me, from a batting perspective, I just want to see Livingston come good. That's the only thing, but otherwise, not too many complaints, I'd say. But Rishi, bro, Rohit Sharma again. We have to discuss Rohit Sharma because it is another game. It's a big chase. You're not expecting Rohit Sharma to score 15 in whatever 6 7 balls and get out. Like you want a big score from Rohit Sharma, at least like a 30 or a 40. But it's not happening, bro.
Bro, at this point, anything that goes on the stumps, I'm fully like when the ball crashed into the stumps, like I didn't flinch, I didn't move. I knew what was coming. Like I was waiting for Yes Dayal to come over the wicket, angle one in. I knew that was gonna trap him. And the first one went just before that, it went for a four, wide outside outside. I was like, okay, this is the setup, it's coming. The next ball is coming. The fact that people on TV are able to predict this coming, and the Indian captain, the batter, who the white ball cricket is supposed to be his strength, hasn't figured it out or is not able to even sustain one power play is very concerning. And yeah, like I've been talking about Rohit Sharma for a while now. Like I don't think he should be starting for us. I don't think he has that, like, I don't want to say if he has that fire or not. But again, clearly it's not working. Like he's not even able to see through power play or let alone see through power play. He's not even able to contribute. Give us a quick fire 30. Give us a quick fire 25. Give us that start that we need in the power play. Like, and the batsmen that are coming after that, like again, Ryan Rickelton, I'm not at all impressed with him. I don't even know. People are saying like after that one supposedly good innings against KKR, which I didn't feel again was as good as people make it seem to be. People are calling him the next Quinton de Kock, who was a brilliant batter for us. And Will Jacks guy. I mean, you guys should know better, like about Will Jacks. I've never been convinced about him. I don't know what exactly he does. Came in striking at 100 consistently for us now. I mean, in the previous games, you guys made a big ruckus when he was dropped.
Don't say you
So
guys, Rishi.
Hey, bro,
Don't say
bro,
you
one
guys.
second. What do you guys?
I'm
Bro,
not in the
yeah,
you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
team.
I
Yeah,
don't mind
Adi,
Will
when I meant
Jacks.
you guys, I meant our boys group.
Okay,
No,
okay. I
I
get it.
don't.
I
Yeah,
get
Bro,
it.
one second.
the rest of
I
the
don't mind.
so-called
Yeah, yeah.
One
the same
Fair
second,
one
enough.
who
bro.
called
No,
the same one who called Phil Salt a better
I never
batsman than
call,
AB
bro.
de
This never
Villiers.
even
Impactful player
happened. This
than
never even
Yeah,
happened.
AB.
But
impactful
sure,
player than
yeah,
AB de
okay.
Villiers. Yeah,
Yes. I this never happened. But anyway,
this
but
the
Will
same
Jacks,
guys.
bro. Will Jacks.
Huh?
1 second. Will Jacks. Leave me saying it or anybody else saying that. Okay, he's good. Your own
He's not.
management has gone and thanked the RCB management for dropping him. You don't have to look at us. Just look at your own management, bro.
No, I'm not saying RCB should have retained him or anything. I'm saying you guys also know how bad he is, and of course, there are a lot of question marks that need to be pointed at our management, at our scouting, because while we have produced one or two really good players, like as we consistently do, but the entire spine of the team hasn't been up to the mark. We haven't had considerable contributions with the bat. Like, of course, Hardik Pandya is playing off his skin late. Like again, this game, Tilak Verma was doing okayish and has played well. A brilliant comeback from him. I felt he was again having a couple of very glaring false strokes, but take that out. I felt he too had a good batting performance. Again, bro, the remaining question marks all around because I felt Surya Kumar Yadav, if things are not going right for you, don't play the same string again and again. Just rotate strike. Just do the basics. You like that over of Surya Sharma where he's just trying to sweep him outside off. from outside off. He's trying to pick it and play it over fine. It was so like at that point you should cater to what the team needs. Like if you can't do that, you're simply not doing a good enough job. You're not doing justice to your team. And the fact that our batting lineup ends like honestly, I don't consider Mitch Santner a T20 all-rounder at least. He
He
might
hit
be a
Hazelwood for
T20.
six. Hazelwood for
Huh?
six. He hit
That's a full
Hazelwood
toss
for
wide
six.
outside off stump. Rahul. By then the game was pretty much. This is like saying
No, but
Dhoni's.
Sandner can actually hit sixes. I was actually scared of Sandner because I've seen him hit a lot. Bro, Sandner and Deepak Chair can hit a six. Like you've seen them do that before. It's not like they can't do it.
Can
No,
they
the
be
only
even remotely reliable with the bat?
Bro, but the point was is if you hit two sixes, you're back in the game, and
but
that's what I was scared of because it was 24 of the last what 1.5 overs, which can happen. Like anything can happen, bro. It was
the
not
See,
like
if it comes to it like that, even Aditya Tare has hit a six and won as a game. That doesn't
no,
see,
no,
but
but
necessarily.
Sandner can actually smack the ball.
no, no, the Santner thing. I'm not genuinely scared of Santner, but the way Hazelwood was bowling, which was he's trying to bowl full. If Santner can hit sixes, it's those kind of deliveries where it's pitched up and it's
It was a full
face on.
toss. It was
Correct.
a
That's what
full
I'm
toss
saying.
ball.
Exactly, Rishi. Like that's what I'm saying because he's got a low bat lift. That means he knows he's good. Like he's technically good enough to hit full balls for sixes. Maybe he doesn't have the power to sort of muscle the short ones or like the length
But
balls, but
that's
the
kind
full
of
balls
when
he
you're
can.
coming five down, six down. That's what you need. Like you see, every team, every successful team this time has one of those people who can just fight with power. Like for you guys itself, like had Tim David come in a little bit earlier, again, I didn't feel the need to, and I'm sure you guys also didn't feel the need that okay, Tim David had to come earlier, but he was also there ready to like someone who can just clobber the ball, and you need
No,
people like
that's
that.
yeah.
We
But
don't
but
But
like
you
for us.
guys
That's
had
Hardik Pandya.
Namandev. Like you had
but
Namandev coming at
Santner
number 7.
Santner came in at 8. Like
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
very big.
That's very deep.
I
Like
don't again I don't think that's like bro like teams like KKR teams like these guys are having batters coming in at 8 and in at 9.
Rishi, I'll
Rishi,
tell
you
you
literally beat KKR like for what?
RCB's number
Like
8
two
is
games
Krunal
ago.
That's the
Pandya.
only
RCB's
thing
number
huh
8 is Krunal Pandya. I think Santner is
again
better than him.
I would no I think yeah again he's a definitely a better all-rounder but a T20 batter Krunal Pandya is still better than Mitchell.
Rishi, have you seen Krunal Pandya bad this season, please? He's not been able to score runs.
Bro,
Like
no, but I
literally.
see the point is number 8, you can't be relying on your number 8 to be a big explosive player when
Yeah, of
you're a
course.
top sport.
I'm not
Yeah.
relying on them to come and play the big innings for us, but we don't have one muscle player, a big clobberer like that is Hardik Pandya
Hardik
who's
Pandya.
Hardik Pandya.
again when Hardik Pandya has been coming in even at three down. Like today he came for us at what four down, but when Rohit Sharma was out, he came in for us at three down.
Yeah, but
He's
that was
not
one
supposed
game.
to. Yeah, he can't. Again, I don't expect Rohit Sharma to play. Like Rohit Sharma shouldn't be playing. And
But
if
this
that's
is
the
this
case,
is where the issue is. No, Rohit Sharma 4 games, 38 runs, averaging 9.
now tell me, Will Jack's scores.
I'll tell you, Will Jacks, Ryan Rickleton is also 4 games, 100 runs. It's not like
Huh.
he's done something incredible
Exactly,
or anything.
exactly.
And
So the runs with the bat, like Tilak Verma, this is I think his first 50 of the season. Surya Kumar Yadav has had 150 in the previous game and
Rishi Suryakumar
one for
Yadav is
240s.
yeah,
from
Will
top
Jacks is
3 in
also
orange
same.
cap, by the way.
Will Jacks is
All right,
13 and
but
a half average. Surya Kumar has almost
uh,
200 runs this year. But Will Jacks,
yeah, again,
again,
like
it's the
we
top three
don't.
that is not happening. That's not happening.
Yeah,
But
for us, the top three, at least, I think this is for us. Like this Mumbai top three has to be the worst top three. If not for Chennai's top three, has to be the worst in the league. I can't think
Bro,
of
but
any league
but you
that has.
guys have talent. Bro, the difference between Chennai and Mumbai are like the
Hmm.
two players who have performed well at different times in this past year to be like, okay, they can still play. Like you look at Will Jacks, I think at the end of the day we're being too harsh. Maybe it's just for the fact that he doesn't get to play much internationals and he is just new to the franchise. Rickleton, I would be a bit more harsh is because he plays international game. He plays all the internationals for South Africa. And again, like we know Rohit Sharma what it is. So I think with the factor of like you guys, it can still work. The point is it can still click in terms of maybe you have to give it time. It's been what only 3 games
But
for Will Jacks.
Adi, where do you expect the runs to come from? Rohit Sharma, Rick Wilton, or Will Jacks?
I would
Will
say
Jack's
Rohit
not
Sharma
I
is
would
good.
I would back Will Jackson Rickleton
No,
to an
bro.
extent because like
The,
if I'm honestly sitting and saying you played 3 games away till now, and the 2 games you played at home, both games you guys have dominated to an extent. Like today, you can say you could have
The
won it.
top three
Maybe
again didn't dominate. The top three
sorry,
again didn't dominate for us. In our home game, our second home game, our top three again didn't dominate.
bro, Rishi. That's what my point. Like look at RCB last game. We had a bad innings overall, but we were not sitting and saying okay, this batting is weak or something like that. The whole point is at home, I back these guys to play well. It's not about Rohit Sharma. I would back someone like Rickleton. I would back someone like Will Jacks to play well at home. The point is with these guys, they haven't played in India for like ever, and they have to get adapted to new stadiums. And that's where I would be like, yeah, it is going to be a drawback
Will
because it's
Jacks, is
natural.
this not his second? Is this not his third season?
it's his
No,
second
no, it's
season.
second.
Second season.
Okay, second season. He's played quite a number of, I mean, a fair bit of
Bro,
games for RCB
like,
to
bro,
know.
Rishi, like, dude, I think it's harsh because, like, you look at guys like, let's say Stubbs, Miller. It took a lot of time for them to get adapted. At least young players like Stubbs. I remember in the beginning he was not as good. Also, he used to struggle a lot.
Yeah,
It
he
took him
played for
two, three
MI.
seasons. Yeah, it took him 2, 3 seasons for him to bed in to IPL. And last year was the time he really came
No,
up.
just to give you some context, Will Jacks has played 12 games, including this year. 12 games in total in the IPL. So it's not a
Yeah,
lot.
and yeah, even last year he didn't have a full season.
Okay,
Like
so
to
if
be
that's the case, again, I'm not saying, or I'm not saying Will Jacks is not good enough. I'm saying, like, of course, the runs aren't coming for him. My question largely is towards the management. Like, if we are to give players more time, we shouldn't have gone after two players who haven't, had any experience or like close to little experience. Like, what is this? Is not some internship
Maybe, yeah.
camp where
Yeah.
people
bro,
can
but
come
that's
in
the
and gain
point, right?
experience. That's happened with, I'm sorry, what's his name? Deval Brevis. That's happened with Tristan Stubbs. Like these guys are getting minutes under the belt, like their first minutes under the belt, like through us, and then they get the practice, and then they go to other clubs and play well. Like we shouldn't be going after these players. We should be going after. We should have gone after a say a Phil Salt or guys with a little bit more, or a David
But,
Miller, or
but
guys of
why
that
would
caliber.
the problem is you guys, we knew you guys can't go
Yeah,
against
you
like
retain
four
like
players
six
like Phil
players or
Salt.
five six players, whatever. You had too many
Exactly, you
strikers.
retained 5 players for all uncapped. So we knew like you can't spend big, and that was the whole point. Like to be fair, again,
Then
I'll
why
tell you
Rohit
this
Sharma?
thing.
Bro,
Why
But
retain Rohit Sharma?
I
my
don't
point is
think
no
people
other
can like
team has
that.
the luxury to have like if I still come and be honest, no other team in IPL had the luxury to have Rohit Sharma, Sky,
And
Hardik Pandya,
our
Tilak
big
Verma,
2020
and
in our
Bumrah.
big
Like no other
2025
team has the luxury.
in our big 2025, having Rohit Sharma in your team is not a
Bro,
luxury if he's
that
not
is
captaining.
this bro Rishi, that's besides of his form. My point is like no other
How?
team has the luxury to do that. Like that's the
No,
whole
How
no,
is
thing.
it besides the form? Like he hasn't had
no.
a good. Again, the
I
previous year was the
agree.
first
I agree.
decent year in probably 10 years.
That
And
is bro, I'm
considering
not
this is a
denying
big
that,
now,
right?
now he's pretty much locked in for the next 3 years, unless both parties terminate the contract, which again it would be pretty stupid from Rohit Sharma's perspective. This is a huge waste of money, and it is having knock-on effects. Like you guys agree. Like I mean, just said that we don't have the purse anymore because we've invested like what 16, 17 crores in a sitting duck in Rohit Sharma. Like questions need to be asked from that very first decision to retain Rohit Sharma. But then after that, okay, if this is the player you've retained, who are your options? Why do you want to go after players like two players who are like again? It's not like we didn't have plan to retain Will Jack or like give one-off games for Will Jacks. Will Jacks is a nil-on starter. Same thing goes with Rickleton because we don't have any other experienced wicket keepers. So you like our management and our scouting department knew exactly what we were going into, and that's a bigger concern for me because how did you guys miss this? And
Mm.
yeah, I don't know how it's going to be an instant fix in like a couple of games because we don't have 4 or 5 games for these guys to get more experience and then slowly towards the end of the season start performing well. We have to start performing well from yesterday, and this is the fifth game. So
Yeah.
ideally, if we wanted an uptick in form, it should have happened today. And our batters, our top three, like this is the moment for them. We're chasing 222. If we can get to a 60 of zero from or like even a 70 with considerable contributions from both our openers and our one down coming in and doing something, we're very much in the game. But for
Mm.
us now, Rohit Sharma goes off like what in the second over. And then Rickleton's playing. Again, I'm not convinced with the strokes he plays either. He had a couple of good cover drives after which he was bad. Will Jacks was just struggling all around. And yeah, after that, it is just extremely pressurous situations for your Tilak Varmas, your Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya didn't even get time to like relax. He came in from the ball one, he had to go to at least get us into a realistic like chase. That's how bad it's been. Our top threes exposing, like, yes, you guys mentioned that the batsmen after the top three are good. But what is the point if they are not getting enough shielding, enough runs, enough protection from our top three?
Rishi,
Yeah.
no, just like quickly, like question. There was like conversation in the commentary as well, like about this whether Tilak Verma should be batting at three, and like that's why I just want to like quickly ask you. Next game Sunday against Delhi is not going to be easy. They're flying, obviously the Capitals, and yeah, it's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be in Delhi. We're
Mhm.
expecting it to be like high scoring or whatever. And you do you want to see any changes like in the 11?
Yeah, of course
Would
I
you
want to
make
see
any
changes.
change?
Yeah,
Would you
I
make
don't
any change?
want.
Let's talk realistically. We know Rohit Sharma is going to play. Like apart from that,
I mean, see, if that's the case, then at least reshuffle. Like, you want to push Rohit Sharma, fine. You play Rickleton up top. All right, you want a right and left combination. Play Tilak Verma up front. Because if you know Will Jacks is not going to come in and give you the runs in the power play, dude, you can't go at like 120 or 110 in the power play. Like, especially considering you're coming in within 10 balls. That is pretty
who
bad.
who comes in for Will Jacks if you want
Send
him to?
in send in Tilak Verma or Sky Wanda or
No.
ideally
I'm
Sky
saying
two down. Send
where would you have Will Jacks? Like who replaces Will Jacks if you
come
want him?
in. No, if that's the case, send Will Jacks towards the end and ask him to clobber.
Ah,
That's it.
okay,
If you
fine.
can't
So
play the classic strokes, just
you
come in
drop
and clobber.
that. But he's
Yeah,
never done that. That's the only like tricky thing.
it's not like he's doing what he's supposed to do right now. Also, so
Hmm.
you might like you
Okay.
see if one thing is not trying, you try something else. We've lost five. I mean, out of 5 games, we lost four. Where do we have to go? The only way is up for us. No.
Yeah, fair enough. Adi, RCB next game against Delhi again. We play Delhi too, which is so weird. But RCB play on Thursday. Back at Chinnaswamy, you want to see any changes?
I don't know about changes, but I think at least a change of style is required in batting. Again, I'm not only looking at this game, I'm looking at a previous game when we played in Chinnaswamy Stadium. I think the way we batted that game was horrible. Like, I think, again, I come to the fact that, bro, you can't just keep blindly swinging. Every batsman just can't come in and blindly swinging. Like, I think it worked well last year, and I'm sure every team wanted to put that style in and impose themselves. But at times, you need to just play smartly. Like last week at home, I know there's the pressures there. Firstly, like in Chinnaswamy Stadium, it's impossible to defend like 170. Like, I don't. The last 2 years, it's never happened in Chinnaswamy where you've defended 170. I think the highest total we've defended is 180 plus. And the whole matter of fact, if you're batting first in Chinna, we have to know that okay, we have to score 200 plus. Like, there is no other point of batting if we are put into bat first. Like, that's the whole point. Last week, I think we didn't read the situation well. I think even today to an extent it was there, not batting wise but bowling wise, but it was just reading situations. Because last week when we played in Chinnaswamy Stadium, I think it was very tough to bat first because you could see the pitch was very green. There was a lot of swing. What do you call it? The GT players were getting a lot of swing. Siraj was getting a lot of swing, etc. So I think guys like Salt, even Kohli were just going to swing. Like, they were just ready to swing. Even the way Kohli got out was a bit unlucky. I think everyone there was just ready to swing. Even Devdutt just came in and he went for a very wild shot, which was not needed in that situation. Even though we want him to play well, in that situation, it's not needed. It's a very tough start. Play slowly, and then we can build our innings up. I think Liam Livingstone was the only one who played with some maturity, even a bit of Jitesh Sharma, obviously.
Hmm.
But yeah, I just think past 2 games I've seen RCB stutter a bit in reading situations and changing their game style if it's needed. And I think that's the major thing, bro. Like, again, at home, for some reason I'm not confident because of the fact that I don't know, even with the women's team, I feel like there was a lot of pressure when RCB were playing at home.
There is a lot
And
of pressure, like from the fans.
yeah, either it's batting or bowling. I just felt like that the way they play away, I think they don't play with the same freedom. I can see that.
Mm.
I can see that they're trying more harder at home. They're trying to go for loose shots more often, and I think they need to start playing a bit more smart. I think they should take out the pressure of okay, we have to win at home, we have to win at home. I think just take it out. I know like our fans are very passionate and they're like okay, we like they're gonna be there no matter what, and they would want us to win. But I think players just need to play a bit more freely and read the situation. It's okay if you take a taken over 2 overs of like pressure. Like today also, like you could see that in the middle overs, like what Kohli and Patel were going like 7-8 runs an over, like for 3-4 overs straight. And today there was no pressure because we are away and like there's no groans, there's no like real pressure to hit. Like you can take your time. But that game it was like we were already pinned down and then we played more loose shots and we became what 42 for 4 if I'm not wrong.
Mm.
I think that's the only thing for me is like read situations, don't fall under the pressure. And I don't know how this team will move over that or like jump over that block. And again, Delhi are looking in good form. I think it's the same thing with GT. I think coming away from home, playing at our home stadium, we'll have a bit more pressure than them, and I think they just can play a bit more loosely. And I'm scared of players like KL just for the fact that it is his home game and he knows these conditions well, and he can perform like KL, Faf. I think even Fezamaga, it might suit their style a bit more. So yeah, I think it's a very edgy game, bro, for me.
It's an interesting one. I feel like Virat might just enjoy like batting against guys like Stark and Mukesh Kumar with the pace on. But it'll be a fun game if especially if they leave some grass on for Hazlewood, Bhuvaneshwar, and all these guys, and for Stark obviously. But yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Actually, there are two games tomorrow, which is so weird that it's happened. It's a
Yeah,
random
maybe it's
Tuesday.
so random.
It's a random Tuesday. But it's happening. It's KKR
But
LSG
good.
is the morning clash, and then they've got
Also, one
Punjab
second, I just
Tuesday.
wanted to issue out a form of an apology form about Kunal Pandya. Apologies are accepted
For what?
Nobody
Bro,
for
we are in
deserves
this
it.
situation where we
We
almost
bashed
lost was
him.
because of him. So
Where is
like,
my
what
apology
apology
form for
for?
Rajat Patidar, bro? Like from 2 years, I can bring all the clips out, bro, of Rajat Patidar from
Kunal
everyone.
Pandya. 3 wickets in the last over when 20 runs is needed. Last over from a spinner in
Rishi,
a batting paradise. Huh.
he got the wickets of three bowlers, as you just said now, Santner, Deepak Chair, and what was it?
Yeah, as
Sorry,
Namandir when the
guys,
game
Namandir,
got
Namandir,
over.
as
Namandir.
you guys also mentioned, all three. I mean, two of them or three, all three of them can hit a six, and
Yeah,
that is
but you are the
ultimately
one
what
who's
is needed.
requesting an apology letter, da.
Yeah, and if
No,
you
but
guys rate
brother,
these
you first
batsmen,
fill apology
then that,
letters
that
for
automatically
Rajat
means
You
Patidar.
so
realize
either so
you
either
realize he
either
got
these batsmen are not good enough, who you
Bro,
guys
even Krunal
earlier mentioned are
Pandya,
not good enough.
brother, where is Rajat Patidar apology letter, Rishi?
Bro,
Where is it?
Rajat Patidar, purple patch, we will be back. The hit
Purple
watch will be back.
patch. But yeah, okay, fine. We'll just end it with that. Tomorrow, two games, so you can have some fun. If anybody's watching at work and stuff, don't watch the game. Work properly first.
Okay.
But yeah, okay, we'll just end it with that. But thanks, guys, for watching. Please like and share the video, subscribe to Sports Kabri, and yeah, we'll see you soon. Bye bye.